Isla's from the local area. She decided to keep living at home with her parents so she could save some money, as well as live closer to her friends from school. Isla's 17 and felt a bit excluded from Freshers' Week as she wasn't able to join in with the many activities centred around drinking. 2 of her friends from high school were in the same position, so they just went to a couple of the daytime events and did their own thing back home. Isla thought her first experience of university was terrifying. After having a look around the class, she thought she recognised a couple of people from her school, but wasn't sure, so sat by herself. She stayed in the same place for the first couple of lectures and eventually spoke to the people sitting next to her. They've now started to meet up before class and go to lectures together. Sophia's 21 and from Spain. This is the first time she's been away from home. She came to the university as an exchange student and is looking for a good experience academically, socially and culturally. So far, Sophia's found university to be a lot of fun. She's living in student halls. Most of the people she's met there are international students like herself. This has been good because they've been able to support one another through the experience of moving to another country. Sophia's found it difficult to meet Scottish people, as they seem to either live at home or go home at the weekend. She's signed up to some of the student clubs and societies and hopes that this might help her meet more local students. Settling into academic life has been quite challenging because the education system in Scotland is so different to what she's been used to in Spain. But the connections Sophia's made with other students through the International Society have really helped. Lee is from China. It's his first year at university, although his second year in Glasgow. Last year, Lee came to the university to participate in an undergraduate foundation programme, which is designed to offer new international students a better understanding of what's expected of them before embarking on university life. The programme also offers them some knowledge of their subjects and development of English language skills before starting. During the foundation year, Lee lived with a host family. He found it quite difficult as he was struggling with his English. Lee is now living in student halls. He still finds it hard to speak English, but he's met 2 Chinese girls who live near him, and they help him when he has difficulties. Lee's very shy and finds it hard to make friends. It seems to him that everyone else in his classes is already part of a group. He knows there was a Freshers' Week, but wasn't really sure what it was about, so didn't attend any of the events. Lee misses his family, but says that he's strong and wants to deal with things by himself. Sarah is 40. She's found the first few weeks of university tough because she feels so much older than everybody else and doesn't have time to socialise in the way that other students seem to be able to. She has to rush off at the end of lectures and hasn't had a chance to get to know anyone from her classes. Sarah's been in contact with the Mature Students Association and has found the support from them really useful. In fact, she says that without the Mature Students Association, she would probably have considered dropping out of her course. Keeping on top of everything has been a major challenge. David has spent a lot of time in care and has come to university at the later age of 31. He had some difficulties with his transition out of care, which led to him being homeless a number of times over the last 10 years. However, he now has stable accommodation and has a full-time job working in a shop. After taking some courses from the Open University, he applied to come to our institution to study for a full-time undergraduate degree. Adapting to university life has been challenging for David. He's older than a lot of the other students and feels he has little in common with them. Before taking the OU courses, David hadn't really studied before. He was excluded from mainstream school on a number of occasions, and then attended a school for children with emotional and behavioural difficulties, which he refused to attend for a whole year. He works hard to fill in the gaps as best he can, but he's worried about keeping up with the workload. He questions whether he'd be as well to give up now rather than later.